What's up, everybody? It's Ree or Rebel Inks Art here with today's Ree-Learns. As of recording this, is currently 10:33 in the morning. I have supper cooking in a crock pot because I forgot to start food for a while, and I've been meaning to make potatoes for a while, so I've got those going right now. And I was like, do I record Ree-Learns tonight or do I record it in the morning? And like every part of my brain was like, it'd be smarter to record it in the morning because you'd be well rested and you wouldn't get tired near the end like you're going to if you record it in the evening. And then my heart was like, yeah, but I want to do it now. So here we are. And I was originally planning on doing some things about page layouts and background practice because I recently got motivated to work on my webcomic again, and those are things that I need to practice before I can pick it back up. And instead my brain was like, how about instead you do some painting practice? You paint a portrait of your D&D character. That'll be fun. So that's what I'm doing, because I know if I try to go against what my heart wants to do, I'm going to end up hating whatever I create instead. So I've pulled up a bunch of reference photos, and I'm just going to do a little simple painting of my D&D character as practice of doing more digital painting. Because I believe I've mentioned before that's something I want to do more of. So I'm just going to go ahead and hop in there, get a rough sketch going. So I did mention I'm doing my D&D character. Her name is Dot. She's a tiny, gay gremlin. She's a chaotic good gnome ranger from a session that I play online with a couple of my friends. Our DM is literally the best. Shout out to Matt, my boy Matt, who literally is creating the best and most heart-wrenching story ever to D&D. So I'm just drawing her because A, I don't draw anything D&D related nearly enough, and B, I just felt like she'd be fun to do. She's got a lot of good fun aesthetics going on. Oh, you guys actually, you know Dot, because I did the right hand left hand challenge with her. If you haven't seen that video, I'm not gonna tell you to go watch it. Mostly because it wasn't a great video, it was mostly just me laughing at myself for like a solid 10-15 minutes, but I had fun with it, so if you want to listen to me laugh at myself, that would be the video to go to. Also, another reason I wanted to draw her is because when I originally created her, I'm like, she's got an eye scarred over from a really traumatic past event, and then as Matt is working this traumatic past event into the story and like tying everybody's backgrounds together, he's like, oh, by the way, if her eye was slashed with a knife like you said it was, it wouldn't look like that, it would look red. And I'm like, oh, snap. So I've been meaning to do like art where she actually looks correct for forever and just never gotten around to it. So here we are. So for this, I just went on Pinterest, as I do, found a picture of somebody I thought looked like that. Oh, sorry, I had to burp there. Found a picture of somebody I thought looked like Dot, and I'm just hopping into it. Oh, I should probably talk about that a little bit more, though. For those of you who don't know, which is probably a lot of you, I don't know, it kind of went on hiatus as I started this channel, so because of that, never really talked about it a whole bunch. I used to do this webcomic called Flower Power. It was a project I was really passionate about at first, but then as I kept on doing it, I realized I had no idea how to do like good page composition. I was having a hard time with it, and despite, you know, how much I loved the story, I wasn't ever really happy with the pages I was producing, and because of it, I just got real burned out on it, and I ended up putting it on hiatus until I could learn to get better at it. And then that hiatus spawned into just completely forgetting it existed because I had so many other projects I wanted to work on. And then I was talking to Sammy, whose YouTube channel, by the way, is Sammy's Creative Corner? Sammy's Creative Corner. I don't remember if it's plural or not. I did a video with him. Actually, I don't know when it's going to be going up, but you should definitely go check out his channel because does some real good art and some real good videos, and also I'm going to be over there in a little bit, so you should go check that out. But we were actually talking about webcomics a little bit, and at the end of the conversation I'm just like, man, I used to do one of those, huh? I should probably pick that back up. And it just kind of went like, oh yeah, Flower Power. Oh yeah, Flower Power, let's make that a thing again. And so I'm gonna try to start working on that more. But what it is it's a very cheesy webcomic that is basically flower-based magical girls, where each of them is inspired by the language of flowers. So it's like the main character is Hydrangea, and she is the warrior of heart because hydrangeas in flower language are typically like friendship and compassion and that kind of thing. And so I'm like, okay, yeah, Hydrangea. She's all about like taking care of others and yourself and that kind of thing. And it's just this very cheesy little thing of these girls fighting crime and getting paid for it. But they're not actually fighting crime, they're just fighting other magical girls who are also getting paid for it, because it's this big old turf war between two Fae courts who aren't really like mad at each other. It's essentially just this giant game of magic paintball. But it's very cheesy, and I've got semi-big plans for it, and I want to pick it back up again, so hopefully we'll be seeing a bit of that in the future. And who knows, maybe if I get into a good zone with it, I'll start doing some like videos of it. Just thinking of maybe like if I can get back into the groove of doing a page a week, then I can like upload a speed paint of me doing each page the week after the pages come out. Just as a nice little way of, you know, sharing what I'm doing and how I'm doing it, and also just as another way to keep me motivated to keep working on it. Because it was fun to do. I get unhappy when I know I'm not creating the best work I could, and that will bring you down real fast. You may not have noticed, but I've been doing like Undertale music for the background of these Ree-Learns lately, just because I'm kind of sick of getting like copyright strikes for pop music that comes up in Spotify playlists that I'm not familiar with, and also it's a lot harder for me to sing along to, and it's a lot easier to keep me focused on what I'm doing. Like, do not get me wrong, I am well aware of how cringy the Undertale fandom got, but it's a game that I very deeply enjoyed. A lot of the characters were really good, and I genuinely had such a great time playing it. And the soundtrack is still a bop, so, you know, I listen to it sometimes, and it helps me get in a good drawing zone. I'm slowly getting to a point where I can enjoy things even if sometimes the fan base is a little garbo. And I think what's helped me get into that space a lot better is just, like, slowly forgetting how to interact with fan bases as a whole. I haven't really been able to get into, like, fan bases like I used to be able to, and I don't know. It's had its pros and cons. The cons being I feel completely disconnected from everything, and it kind of makes me feel like I'm not enjoying things anymore, even though I know I still am. I'm just not enjoying them in the same way. But then also I don't have to deal with everybody's stupid garbo from being terrible people. I don't have to deal with any drama, which is very nice. Did they change my square watercolor brush? They did. Or is that what compliment means? Oh, they changed some words. Sorry, I finally updated Metabang. I've been meaning to do it for forever. So let's go ahead, let's bring that down. Let's do. And we've got some more of that color working its way down here. And we almost have just like a little bit of that brown coming in. That darker, like that deep shade from the neck coming in here at like the bottom. And I know this is very similar to my lighting practice, but I don't know. I just felt like I needed a little bit more. It's what my heart was saying, and I'm gonna do what my heart says. Also, I'm gonna try to make this one look like nice. That is, you know, the goal here is to have an end product that I can like post to Twitter and not feel bad about. Ideally, that's the goal for everything I create, but that's because I'm terrified of the world around me, and I don't want to give anybody anything that they can like hold against me at a later date. I always work under the assumption that everybody's going to end up hating me, and I like to give them as little fuel as possible for when that day inevitably comes. Which is really, really bad now that I think about it. I just want to be a tiny target. I want to be an infallible, maybe infallible is not the right word, an impenetrable fortress of sunshine. Of sunshine and cute art, that's all I need. I'm just noticing we see some more of that like bright white coming in on the nose, which I'm into. I like it. I'm gonna try to do this on more than one layer. I did just one layer for the lighting practice video. My word, my potatoes smell so good. So pumped to tear into those. I've got, it's not exactly fancy, but there was like red potatoes and onions on sale at Aldi's because of like St. Patrick's Day, and so you know your girl hopped on that. And like I bought red potatoes, garlic, onions, and I washed them, cut them all up, stuck them in a crock pot with some oil and some parsley and a whole bunch of salt and pepper. And I'm just letting it simmer as you do, and then I'm gonna coat that bad boy with butter and cheese and just annihilate some potatoes. And then tomorrow, I don't know, I kind of want it to be a video. I saw this thing on Facebook, and I don't want to talk about it too much because I haven't even begun to start on this project, but you know, like those like clickbait things that's like, man stuck thing in oven, you'll never believe what he did next, kind of things. And I'm like, oh, I see where he's going with this. And I've read the link, I'm like, yeah, that's kind of cool. I could push it farther, and I got this idea for a project that I kind of want to do, so we'll see where that goes. If it ends up working out, I'm definitely going to do a video on it, but I don't want to count my chickens before they hatch. I'm trying not to like desaturate my colors too much, because I know I kind of get scared when I start working with colors that I deem as too bright. And I think again that plays into a lot of like that fear of being too cringy. I was most definitely one of those like cringy DA artists for a bit when I was starting out. And one of the easiest ways to not accidentally, you know, go anywhere near that is by just like desaturating all your colors. But there's a lot of really cool things you can do with like bright, vibrant shades. And I need to let myself kind of stray towards that edge more. I'm gonna do the piercings on another layer, I think. I think that's the best way to do that. Oh, look at her nose! Oh, Dot, baby. Oh, my baby girl. Oh, guys. Oh, if you just... This isn't gonna show up in the recording because I'm literally just putting my hands over my monitor, but oh, like just that cheek area is looking so... Oh, okay, this was a good idea. I'm so glad I followed my heart. Good heart. 10 out of 10. Would heart again. And then what I'm doing is, because the eraser is just like way too hard to create some like good natural like transition, I'm just turning my brush to its opaque setting, or transparent setting. I don't know words, man. I'm not a smart person. Do I look like a smart person? Because I'm not. I fooled you. I turn it to the thing that makes it paint invisible. And I use that as an eraser. Just because it gives me a more... Oh, guys! Let's do that other ear. Turns it into a better eraser. Fits the mood. Mood's not the right word. I'm still on the eraser setting. The Invisipaint. Okie dokes. This is almost unsettling at this point, because I know I created this image, but I feel like I didn't, just because I've never made anything that looks like this before, and I'm not sure how to respond to that. That emotion of not recognizing your own creation. Is this what Frankenstein felt like? Oh, this eye doesn't have white. I don't know what I'm doing. This is the red eye. Oh, it's my jam. Just because I really don't want to kind of putter down halfway through and then have the quality like drop drastically. I think that's what I'll do. I think I'll finish this eyebrow, and then I'll call it quits for this video just because I really want to be happy with the whole thing. You dig? Is that acceptable? If it ain't too bad, because I'm doing it anyways. Now I gotta look at myself and go, do I want to finish this tonight? Or do I want to finish this in the second video? That hair is gonna take a while. I should probably... Yeah, I'll go ahead and leave this here, save the image, come back to this next week, finish it in next week's Ree-Learns, just so I don't burn myself out on it, and also I have time to kind of ruminate on it. And then figure out, like, when I come back, see if there's a way I can think of to make that scar look a little less ugly. Alright, I mean, it is, you know, it's supposed to be an ugly scar, it's a gnarly scar, but you know what I mean. Look more like a scar on human skin. Alright, so with that said and done, I guess we're having our first two-parter Ree-Learns. So let me know what you think of that. I'm really happy with her so far. I'm really happy, guys. I didn't expect this to turn out so well, but it's going so good. Okay, alright, I'm just gonna go ahead and wrap this up, so, yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it so far. I'll see you guys next week to finish this bad boy up, and until then, I hope you have a great day, I hope you eat some great food, and I hope you make some great art. Bye-bye!